morning, church. My name is Nelson, and I have the absolute honor to be able to introduce to you my wonderful sister, Sofia. She's been newly baptized just last week, and she is going to share with us what the cross means to her today. And I want to implore you guys that you listen very carefully because I think that the story that she has to tell is going to be incredibly powerful for you. All right, so it's I've seen Sofia in the last few weeks, few months, always she has something that is incredible, and I've seen her in awe of God. I've seen her impressed by God. It's a very spiritual person who has an important message. So I want to give it over to her, and please open your hearts and please give her all of your attention. Right? She asked me to read a verse for you from Matthew chapter 6 in verse 24. No, Matthew chapter 7 and verse 24, and it reads. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. I give you Sofia.
Come on, Sofia.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, everyone. My name is Sofia. I'm 23 years old. And today has been 1 week since I've been baptized. So first I want to thank Tomiwa and Bien for just giving me this opportunity to speak here and to share my experience, and also Nelson for introducing me. So the cross means hope to me. And as some of you know, I'm from São Paulo, Brazil. And, and I grew up in a household with Catholic tradition, so I've been baptized and did my first communion. But I did all that not because I had faith or beliefs, but because it was something that my family wanted. So it wasn't a conscious decision of faith. Everything that came through one ear just came out of the other. And I didn't really seek a personal relationship with God. Every time that I would go to church, I never felt connected. It was just very quiet and just an old man speaking that I didn't understand anything that he was saying. In my childhood, I never felt connected to God. I also had amazing parents that had really good marriage. So for me, life was just going the way it was supposed to go. So God wasn't something that I would think about like every day. It was only when I was 9, when my dad passed away, and the whole dynamic of my family changed. I started questioning God, asking why would you take him away from me and from my family? I saw my mom just going through extreme pain, and I felt like I had to be stronger for my mom and for my siblings, because she was already going through so many things by her own. So I started creating this wall of coldness in my heart, because I thought that I needed to show off as unbothered, and I didn't want others to think that I'm weak or that I was struggling inside. After some years, my friends started partying and drinking, and I wanted to be a part of that. It just seemed so fun. I didn't see that as harmful, and I didn't have an example of something else. In Brazil, the culture is very focused on parties and impurity, so I thought it was just the way it's supposed to be. And when people would ask me if I believe in God, I would answer that I believed in a higher power in the universe, that if you're good, you receive good. But I believed that there was nothing I could do other than just living my life as a good person. As I got older, I started wanting to believe in something, but nothing stuck with me. My surroundings would tell me that Christianity was just corrupted and made for men to control people. And it was just seen as outdated. I'm also a dancer, so for me, secular music and impurity was just so normalized. So my eyes just became more and more adjusted to darkness. And I would put my identity in things like my career, my position as a dancer, or the connections that I had. But I never really felt satisfied with that, and I always felt like I had to mold myself to satisfy others. Always seeking for approval of others, and having to be validated by others to feel good about myself. And that continued when I moved to Berlin a year ago. And in my mind, I had all this freedom to do whatever I wanted. So I started going to clubs every weekend and getting drunk. But after some time, I was questioning why I wasn't feeling fulfilled. Why I wasn't a 10 out of 10 happy. The sister asked me, how happy are you? I'm like, I'm an 8. And they asked me what was missing. And later I found out. I was just living my life, and I was thinking, why wasn't I feeling a 10 out of 10 happy? Because I was living the life that I dreamed for so long. I always wanted to move abroad. So in the middle of the year, I started to seek an answer to that. I started listening to some Christian podcasts. And funny enough, I looked up yesterday, I bought the Bible on the 12th of June without knowing how to read it or where to start. But I ended up traveling back to Brazil for a month, and then I ended up putting this calling aside. But on the 4th of September, I was going to a dance rehearsal, and I met Sofia. And we ended up talking, and she asked me to come to Devo. So I went, and the first thing that I noticed in all the disciples was just their light. They just had this warmth and love that I never really saw anywhere else. Even though I didn't know anyone, I could just see it. During the Bible studies, I realized that I wasn't a 10 out of 10 happy because my value and my happiness were coming from my career, my relationships, my success, and my pleasure. And all these things are limited. When you don't have your identity in God, you're always searching for a meaning in temporary things, only to find that they are made out of sand, leaving you feeling empty and lost. I chose this scripture because in my life without God, I was building my house on the sand. And now I can say that I'm building my foundations on the rock. My purpose now is to be a child of God. And the cross means to me hope, because even though I wasn't deserving of God's love, He still sent His Son to save me. And He still chose me even after all the things I've done. And He still saw me when I was trying to hide from Him. To God be all glory. Thank you so much.
Souls out, disciple in the fight to this day. I know we don't want to be another movement of men, but we have got to be the movement of our God again.